What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing and initial video review of the Hoka 1-1 Challenger ATR. This is a trail running shoe made by Hoka 1-1. It's brand new. Haven't seen any reviews for it yet. It's pretty similar to the Clifton, so that should be a pretty good benchmark. But in any case, looking forward to reviewing it for you and sharing my results. This is my first Hoka 1-1 shoes, usually run in Brooks. So with that said, here we go. Alright, so this is the shoe. I bought it from rei.com for $130. I actually had a member coupon, so I got it for a little bit less than that. But in any case, I decided to order it from REI because of their liberal return policy, and given that I've never run in this shoe before, and its potential A, to look crazy, and B, not to be particularly comfortable, thought I would get it from somewhere that has a really nice return policy. Alright, so opening up, looks like it comes with an extra pair of insoles. Never seen that before in a shoe. Okay, and I decided to go with the green and black colorway. As you can see, it's kind of conventional actually, a lot different from some of the other stuff that you may have seen on the other Hoka 1-1s, which I think is a good thing. Definitely makes it a more attractive shoe and something that I think people are going to be more willing to wear. Also, so you'll notice, here we go. So sole is not humongous, looks pretty much like a standard running shoe. I wear a size 10.5 in dress shoes and a size 12 in running shoes. You'll also notice that, I guess just initially that where there may have been like that speed lacing system before, that's gone and the lacing looks pretty conventional. So here we go. Here's the other shoe. You can see them together. I'll just kind of do a turn around here so you can see them. Let's put those back in the light. And here's the bottom for you. And the sides. And in a minute I'll just do I guess, I'm actually going to go take a run in these and see how they do. And then when I get back, I will compare them to a pair of Brooks Cascadias and a pair of like Nike Frees. So in any case, stay with me. Alright, so I've just put these on my feet. This is what they look like on. And I guess just a kind of comparison there. It's an old pair of Brooks Cascadias. But in any case, about to go for a run. But the first thing I noticed just when walking around on these is that rocker that they talk about. You definitely can really feel the heel-toe transition just walking around. So that's definitely something I'll be looking for. The other thing I've noticed just putting these on is they're extremely roomy. I know toe length wise, I just did a check and I'm right at the right size with the 12. But in terms of the width and the maybe instep height, these feel pretty big. So I feel like I'm definitely going to have to tighten down the laces a little bit to get that fit that I want or am accustomed to. So in any case, about to go for a run. All right, just got back from my run. It was nice, but before I start, I guess, reviewing the shoes, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 26 years old, 5'9", about 165 pounds, and I would say I'm a casual runner. I mean, a little more than casual, I guess, but I run about 20 to 30 miles a week. I do not usually compete in marathons, so just, I guess, keep that in mind when I'm reviewing this stuff. But I would imagine I'm probably closer to the normal person who's running as opposed to kind of the ultra runner stuff. So in that sense, this review might be, and I hope it is, more helpful. I just ran 3 miles, and it was a really, really nice run. Really surprised with the shoes. You know, normally when I'm running, I feel like, I don't know, it's not like a fun activity really, you know, I mainly just do it for fitness. But I really felt like just wearing these shoes on the small 3-mile run that I did, I could run, right, I mean, I could have run a lot longer, probably should have. But I think that's kind of a testament to what these shoes are. You know, I normally run in a Brooks Ghost or a Brooks Cascadia, not for any particular affinity for Brooks, just because that's kind of what I've always worn. But yeah, I mean, the Hokas, they're kind of pillowy without being soft, and pretty responsive. I I guess my only concern would be with trail running, which I guess what these Challengers are designed for, is that the kind of high center of gravity could lead you to roll your ankle. You know, I was running pretty much on the road for my 3 miles, but there was a little bit of trail and grass and kind of rooted area, and it's dark outside, and I accidentally hit a root and almost rolled my ankle. So that would definitely be something that I might be concerned about if I were to, you know, plan on using these shoes all the time on the trail. Other things I think to think about. Here, let me flip back to the shoe here. So as you can see here, this tongue is really thin where it sits on the top of your foot. And I think that, I don't know, it didn't bother me. It's definitely different than anything I'm used to, but it didn't bother me. And you know, once you get kind of back in here, it does get a little bit thicker. So I guess that's, you know, as compared to something like this, is a Brooks Ghost here. So the tongue is kind of almost like the Nike Free Flyknit tongue in terms of kind of how it's constructed, or not constructed, but in terms of its thickness. So, you know, that was something I thought was going to bother me on the run, but it didn't at all. I guess another thing to point out, and this is pretty important actually, you know, I kind of just glossed over this earlier, right, when I was like, oh, that's interesting, they come with these extra insoles. And then, you know, as soon as I put them on my feet, I was like, wow, this is a really big shoe. But you can see here that those insoles actually go underneath the other insole, I guess. And that's what I did here. And so you can see I have this one on top and then this other Ortholite thing underneath. And typically I wear you know, D width dress shoes, but probably really more of a C width. So I wouldn't think you'd have any problem, you know, in a range of shoe widths here. Another thing, I guess, people are always interested in what shoes weigh. So I have a scale here, and just for comparison, we're at 0, and one shoe in a size 12 is 11¼ ounces, or 321 grams. And just to compare that to a Brooks Ghost in a 12, 395 grams, or 13 7/8 ounces. And a Brooks Cascadia, 15¼ ounces, or 432 grams. And finally, the Nike Free Flyknit, which is 255 grams, or 9 ounces flat. So in between, the Hokas are in between the Flyknits and the Brooks Ghost, which, you know, just looking at these two shoes is pretty impressive that the Hokas are this light, right? I mean, you have a shoe here on the right, which looks, you know, significantly lower volume than this shoe, yet at the same time, it's 2 ounces heavier. So that's kind of interesting. Another thing I noticed on my run, so you'll see that the Hoka has kind of like what they call a rockered tip and I guess a rockered tail maybe, which kind of reminds me of like twin tip skis. But you know, my run did have some elevation change, and I will say that whatever the combination is here between the pillowiness or the pillowy ride and the rockered tip and tail make elevation change is really nice. You know, when you're running uphill, sometimes I feel like you kind of have to run up on your toes, but you know, the way these are structured, or even going downhill, you kind of have to sit back into your quads and hamstrings. But the way these are structured, you know, it's just a very comfortable run the whole time. Also, just I guess notice this back area here is reflective, and I'm pretty sure all this stuff around here is reflective too. So you get 360 degrees, it looks like, or at least, you know, 270 degrees there of reflectivity, so that when you're running at night, it's safe. So in any case, like I said, this is really my first run with the Hoka 1-1s, but very impressed, very pleased, and they're definitely something I'm going to continue to run on, and you know, hopefully I won't be returning them. I guess just another thing to note, you know, I've seen a lot of people are always complaining about toe box width and, you know, splaying your toes and everything. But like I said earlier, I found this toe box to be very roomy. So if that's a concern for you, I wouldn't think that these shoes should be a problem unless you just have super wide feet and huge toes. So in any case, yeah, I think they're a good buy, at least for right now, and go check them out. Thanks.